we live in a visual world. And why would we teach people and research without using visuals? Let's benefit from what is out there. Yeah, so this is the book that I chose, that is Visual Doing. And why I choose that, I think we live in a society that is really important in visuals. People communicate in visuals, via social media, WhatsApp, we see visuals all around. But I noticed that in our education and in our research, but also in our leaderships, we hardly use visuals. It's very text heavy. We typically study hundreds of pages for every meeting. And I want to make a very strong plea to do things more visually. In our classes, now we can really illustrate important concepts by drawing on a board, by having students work on post-its, but also in our research. If PhD candidates have a meeting with a supervisory team, I think it's of utmost importance to really pinpoint the main ideas in a visual rather than talking and talking without capturing the essence. And this book guides us in that endeavor. Yeah, so the book cover really shows, I think, that you don't have to be an artist to use visuals in what you do. And so the drawings are relatively simple. How we make some arrows to connect thoughts. There are some dashed arrows that show, well, probably this is not sure. There's a beginning and an end, but any visual can also look different. But I think the main takeaway of the cover is that everyone can make a drawing, even if you are not an artist. To start with, a first-year bachelor student would really benefit from making drawings of, as a summary of the book or the article that they read. What I learned from our bachelor students is that they sometimes really suffer from reading these lengthy texts in English. And if they help themselves by reading this book and understanding how they can capture the essence in a visual, that would really enhance their learning, I think. In addition, I think master students, we train them to become leaders and to become team players. And many of them also work in teams on projects or cases. And if they would use visuals in their communication to each other, but also to a company they're working for, or an NGO or a project that is part of their course, I think they would be way more successful in their communication. And typically they do so in presentations, but not so much in the brainstorm or discussion. And I think this book helps us to really change that mindset. This is really, I think, a very nice example, changing behavior. I think at university we try to enforce cultural changes, we develop strategies. And this is a way to really start from the situation. Now, where are we now? What is the current state? If we talk about a bilingual university, for instance, now what is it? Where are we now? Then we can also define the goal and make it very concrete. What is it that we are aiming for with all the stakeholders involved? And alongside this goal, I think the result has to be very specific and smart. But showing them in a clear visual and also the trajectory towards this result is very helpful. And sometimes we forget to focus on lessons learned. Now, what is it that we take out of this trajectory? Because next year we start a new trajectory and we would forget what we have done this year. So I think visualizing all these things, keeping them as a document or even as a wall painting, I think would be very good as a reminder of what we have been doing as a team. What is the main lesson taken? I think the most important thing is that we live in a visual world. And why would we teach people and research without using visuals? Let's benefit from what is out there. How we communicate in visuals everywhere except for in our university meetings. And in my view, that can easily be changed. So less words and more visuals.